here today reporting live with a very, very personal video, I would say. This video is describing one of the hardest experiences I've had in my young adult life. A little bit dramatic, but at the time when I was experiencing everything, yeah, it was really bad. Like, I just feel like an intro isn't super necessary for this video because it is what it is. I'm gonna be real, give my personal experiences, and I hope that I help somebody because I know that when I was in this stage of my life, I was looking for videos on YouTube to go off of when I was going into my senior year. So I was like, you know what? I had a roller coaster. Somebody needs to hear about it. So yeah, let's just get started. All right, first thing is that my dream school in particular happened to be Florida State University because I live in Florida and I was like, the school is booming. I just thought that it was worthwhile for me. I toured it and it gave me a huge awe. I was like, oh my God, it's so big, it's so beautiful, it looks like something off of TV. I could see myself going to school there. So that was how I did all my preparation for my school year. I based it around the test score requirements and the GPA requirements and stuff for Florida State University because that is where I wanted to go to school. I applied to 4 schools in total. I applied to Florida A&M, University of South Florida, Florida State University, and Georgia State University is what I applied to last. I got accepted into 2 and I got denied from 2. I got accepted into Florida A&M and Georgia State University and got denied from, obviously, Florida State University and University of South Florida. Before I even really get into this story time and telling y'all about my experience, I'm gonna be frank, if there was an acceptance on the table for me right at this moment to go to Florida State, I would turn it down because after everything that I've been through, I know off rip that everything that has happened prepared me for, you know, the next step in my life, and I'm where I'm supposed to be at, no doubt. And so Florida State was my first feedback that I got from a college. I got denied and I immediately just fell into pieces. I felt sick on the inside. I felt hurt. I had so many emotions. I was pissed. It was horrible. And it wasn't because of, oh my God, I didn't get into my dream school. What am I gonna do? Where am I gonna go? No, I didn't have that kind of moment. My issue was I had people that were rooting for me and looking up to me. And I had people that were secretly in competition with me that I know about now that I didn't really know about then. And it was more of a moment of me wanting to prove to myself that all the work I have been putting in is not in vain because I worked 2 jobs my whole senior year almost. And I got my first job in January of my sophomore year and I worked all the way through. I graduated with 8 chords. I started my own club. I was a captain of my dance team for 2 years. Listen, the list goes on. I was so involved in school. I made good grades. I never settled for less. And I felt like somebody needs to see what I'm doing because no, I gotta get into the school that I want to go to because if I don't, then I'm gonna feel like I just wasted my time because what else am I doing it for, honestly? What else are you doing it for? So after that, I was like, I don't care if the good Lord himself just came and told me that I got denied. I'm not taking no for an answer. So that day I called 4 people and was like, I need answers now. Somebody finna sit down and explain to me why I did not get accepted and what can I do about this because I'm not taking no for an answer. And I devised a whole plan about how I can make sure that I get in. I was like, I need to prove to myself that I'm going to persevere through this situation because it meant that much to me. I paid a tutor to help me retake my ACT for about 4 months. And I sat down to take my SAT again, which would have made my 4th or 5th time taking that test. And I got the exact same score on both.
exact same school on both.
At that point, I was like, I gotta be quiet. I gotta silence my mind because there's gotta be a reason. There's something that God is telling me right now that I'm not listening, that I'm not paying attention to, because there is no way in all good heavens and all good hell that I'm paying these people and I'm putting so much dedication into this and it's not pulling through. I ain't believing that. I'm sorry, no. So in the midst of all that, I got my denial from University of South Florida, which did not faze me at all because I actually did not want to go. It was my safety school. So, and then I got my acceptance to Florida A&M, which felt good. I was like, okay, you know, family's lit. I had been actually going back and forth between trying to decide if I wanted to go to Florida State or FAMU actually for quite some time because I had so much support coming from FAM. I was like, you know what, like I really need to give this a shot. I don't care if Florida State is my dream school. I need to really look at, you know, like what's really going on. And people kept telling me, oh, you're gonna go to FAMU, watch, you're gonna end up going to FAMU. Yeah. I was like, be quiet. So I had still just realized that my experience of getting denied from my dream school turned me into such a negative person. Like, I was envious to the people that got in that I knew. I was being bitter to other people. Like, it made me doubt my dedication to who I want to be one day, and it just really made me into something that I never want to be. It was bad. So my mom and I sat down one night and we did a whole bunch of research, and I came across Georgia State University. I went ahead and I put in my application and they shot me my acceptance. Like, very soon after I sent in my application, they accepted me right away, and it felt like Christmas, y'all. I was so lit when I got my acceptance. Like, y'all, I felt like that was my blessing out of everything. I was like, the Lord done saw me struggling. He knew that I wanted to move to Atlanta at some point. He knew that I wanted, everything seemed so perfect, and I was like, this has got to happen. This is it. This has got to happen. I paid all of my deposits, all of my fees for Georgia State University, and my financial aid package rolled, and your girl just fell. I crumbled much harder than I even crumbled, realizing that I didn't get into Florida State. At this point, I'm like, excuse me? You mean to tell me that I done did all this work for the last 4 years and did all this mess just to not get accepted into the school that I want to go to? Like, wait a minute. And not be like, I just was at a loss for words. So let me explain why I could not go to Georgia State University. First of all, out-of-state tuition ran me about $40,000 a year. That's without housing. With housing, housing ran me about $8,000 a year. And since it was out of state, I had to it's mandatory to get health insurance. Health insurance would run me about another $2,000. So with all of that included, it would total me about $50,000 a year to go to Georgia State University. It was just literally nothing. Like, no scholarships, no grants, no tuition waivers, like just nothing. A whole lot of nothing and a whole lot of disappointment that I did not have myself prepared for, because I did not see finances being the reason why I couldn't go to school. Straight up, I did not see that being the reason why I could not seize the opportunities that would be in front of me. I got over that very quickly. I was like, you know what? The devil is out here working, but he ain't gonna catch me this time. Yo, I picked myself up in about 24 hours, and I was like, you know what? Well, I'm just gonna have to go with my other school that's laying on the table, and I'm just gonna have to move forward and just take everything for what it is and just be grateful that I'm able to go somewhere and that I can honestly afford to go to school. You know what I mean? I had to be. So I opened my portals and stuff and everything that was waiting for me in Florida A&M. I'm still like so shook, but I opened my financial aid package for FAMU, and I was like, first of all, ain't no telling how long that information was just sitting in my account waiting on me to accept it. Like, I could have not went through everything that I had gone through with Georgia State and wanting to go and all this stuff, and if I had just looked at my financial aid package for FAMU, because I never would have even looked back That's how nice my financial aid package is. But I ended up being able to choose between the honors LLC or the business LLC because that's my major, and I ended up choosing the business LLC. But I just realized that there's so much waiting for me at this school. At the end of the day, I'm so thankful for the experience that I had to go through to get to this point in my life, because it was such a process. It was such a roller coaster. And if you're somebody that's going through, or you're going into your senior year and you're looking at schools and stuff, go into it with an open mind and understand that you're gonna go where you're meant to be. And I mean that so sincerely. It sounds so weird to hear, but that is a God honest truth. Like, you're gonna end up exactly where God intended you to be, so you can receive everything that he has already lined up for you, sis. Whatever is meant to be in your future, it's already there. I'm gonna say that again. It's already there. It's just waiting on you to get there. So don't be discouraged about whatever happens. Go through it. Take your L's and you learn from it. That's it. You just learn from it. So I hope you guys found this information helpful. I'm leaving to go to orientation in about a week and a half, and I plan on making a senior year advice video, or what they don't tell you about senior year, and I'm gonna make sure I get with a few other people. And if there's some questions you guys have, or if there's something you want to know in particular, let me know down in the comment section, or let me know on my social media accounts, because I'll make sure that we hit those topics during the video. But that's it. Good luck to anybody that's in this position, because it will be hard, but it's not impossible. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.